Hey guys, gonna do a quick one today. Wife is heading home with some Hardee's gravy biscuit for me. That's one of my favorite things, if the place cooks it right. All right, we're gonna do this Ambassador today, and let's put it on a 2 setting. I'm gonna stick a popular blade in it that often does really well for me. The Astra Superior Platinum. Now this guy has a lot of uses on him. 18 looks like, something like that. So if you're not able to get that many uses, then it's probably, you know, my kind of mini review here may not necessarily be too accurate. Or if it's a great shave, then that may tell you something about how to about what to expect from an older Astra. And I love these because they are cheap. The soap today is $42, and this is the Excelsior release from Barrister and Mann. A very creamy, kind of low structure. As I smell it the last couple days, it's given me a lot of kind of a peppery vibe, and I don't think I got that in such strength in the past. Brush we're using is a Maseto. It's a 24mm finest Badger. I really like it. And I think we're good to go. Quick one today, so I'm not going to do the pausing while I rinse and that sort of thing. See if we can get this done before my breakfast gets home. All right. So a 30-second load is what I'm going to go for today. I believe my records in the past for this guy said a 40-second was what I did, and I ended up with lots of lather. So let's just do a 30. And we're starting at 05, so we'll go to 35. Now the reason I'm doing this soap today is I'm running through all of my kind of premium soaps that have a moisturizing bent to them. A goal of providing good post-shave and moist skin and all that. Because I tried Zingari, man, and that's one of their goals as well. And this razor kind of had some drag to it. So then I tried Milksteak, no drag. Then I tried, what was next? Holy Cow Buffala, and that did have a little bit more drag than not. All right, so we're just gonna take this, start working. I'm gonna do it for a little bit, and then I wanna put in some water. Boy, I think my records had, for the 40-second load, about 5 teaspoons of water that I used, which is nuts, right? So let's start off. Maybe, you know, 4 might be what I need for this lather, but let's just start out by putting 2 in, and I'll refill the syringe, and then let's just slowly, you'll splash it out if you don't go slow after you add that much water to your bowl. This is kind of a lower structure lather that doesn't really puff up like some do. It kind of stays gluey and low. It doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. So I've got this Maseto. I think it's a really good Badger brush, kind of medium price, or I guess in some respects kind of low priced. I've been really happy with both the silver tip as well as the finest 2-band, and I believe I've used it maybe 4 or 5 times. Sometimes the 2-bands will end up with a little bit too much backbone for me, but I don't think this one is that way. Let's go ahead and add another. So now we've got 3 teaspoons in there. There we go. That last teaspoon kind of bumped up my lather quantity a good bit. At least it seems like it did. Doesn't look like too much, does it? So I want to see if this Excelsior has any drag with the Rex. Now, the reason I'm testing with the Rex is because that's the whole issue. The Rex has a safety bar that doesn't really curve away from your skin, and you add that to the top cap and you've kind of got a large skin patch, a contact patch. And if you have I tried the Rex with a soap like Fine Accoutrements that doesn't really have that moisturizing post-shave feel, and it was really slick, very different from the Zingari Man and the one I just had trouble remembering. Well, I said it a minute ago. Oh yeah, see, there we go. It's starting to stiffen up a little bit. Oh, holy cow, Buffala base was the one. It wasn't as draggy as Zingari Man. Do I think there's anything wrong with the Zingari Man formulation? Not at all. Man, it was nice. It's kind of a new entry into the soap world, and I was really impressed, and I mean big impressed. I think she is competing with the big guns with that particular vegan soap base, and she just released a tallow soap base. I've got a sample of it, but I haven't tried it yet. All right, we've got, I think, enough to put together a shave. Do I want to? Yeah, let's put in the whole 4 teaspoons, and I think we'll go with that, and we'll try to get a quick shave done before time runs out. Dum, 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 dum. There's the citrus, a little bit of lemon there. Apparently on the top notes of the soap, it had kind of evaporated, used up a little bit, and so had to dig through that first layer, I guess, to get past the pepper and get to the tea and citrus and lemon. All right. Not a whole lot of lather. For 30 seconds of loading with a lot of other soaps, look how much drip we have there. Let's just make sure that we have this guy well mixed. All right. Water on the face. I don't know, kind of feels like 24 hours of growth. Yeah, probably so. Now, like a lot of 2-bands, this one isn't holding a lot of lather right away, and I forgot to kind of jam it down in there. Get more lather in the center of the knot. This is a wet one. Now, when I posted initially online that I was having these kinds of issues with the Zingari Man, I got a lot of responses from users who said that they didn't have that kind of problem at all. Of course, were they talking about, they may have not really read what I was saying. Man, this is really too sloppy, too wet. So let's go in and get a little bit of soap from the puck, kind of thicken things up a little bit. Hopefully enough stays on my face to take that. But they were saying that, man, they just didn't have a problem at all, and that I just needed to add more water. Well, I bet they weren't really talking about
0940
their Rex and their other razors, and that was my main point. The problem would only exist for razors that have that large contact patch, like a Rex or a Blackbird, maybe a fine Marvel. Those have kind of large, man, yeah, yeah, this lather is wet. It is wet, and I do not like it this sloppy. For the record, however, that does not mean at all that it's not a good lather. Often these wet lathers are a wonderful exploration into how a lather can really get slick. And so if you haven't really taken your lathers this far and gotten messy with it just to see how it feels, I recommend you do that. All right, setting 2. And I'm pleased to report the blade seems to be working well. We've got some nice slickness going on here. The drag usually doesn't come on the first pass because, and I'm just guessing here, I think the hairs and the stubble are in sufficient quantity to not let the bare metal fully connect and touch with the skin. You know, it's acting like a cushion or a buffer. All right, there we go. A little splash of water to rinse. Well, I don't like these 2-band knots usually, the dense ones, if my lather is too wet, because you really get a feel for the backbone, and it's a problem for me at least. So let's see if I can thicken up this a little bit. So it looks like for a 30-second load, 4 teaspoons was too much water. Brush is feeling better. It is a little bit of work to splay, but I think that's just because of the lather. And there we go. Being fast, trying to remember that too. Cross grain now. Fast but careful. Well, this blade is just doing wonderfully in terms of comfort. This is might be one of the best. I think I got a nick right there. Maybe a little, maybe. Time is running nigh. Time is running out. Time is drawing nigh. Kind of blended my metaphors there. As you can see, a lot of this lather right here is pretty transparent, but that's okay. Translucent, if you will. All you need is a thin layer of lather, and that's all you need to do the job. So we're proving that we've definitely watered this particular lather enough. I did not feel much drag at all in that second pass, and this is the final test with the third. I am being careful, though I am going fast, with my angles and with my pressure. If you are new to wet shaving, I would recommend that you go very slow at first, because it's just one of those things with muscle memory. You get faster with practice, and that way you keep good habits instead of establishing bad ones. They get kind of hard to work out if you get some bad habits in place. Oh, I forgot one little zone over here. Not really detecting any drag, so Milksteak and Excelsior from Barrister and Mann. Milksteak is from Declaration Grooming. Didn't have any problem at all. Well, I'm very happy with the closeness of the shave that I got, and this is the 19th use of this blade, so that's exceptional. It was maybe one of the most comfortable experiences as well, and maybe because it's an older blade, a more used blade, it has smoothed out some more, and that has brought some comfort to the picture, instead of a kind of a bleeding edge sharpness that can sometimes not be tamed, you know. I've definitely experienced that before in this razor, probably more often than other razors, even at a low mild setting like a 2. Reasonably, I would guess that the 2, yeah, I think the 2 is a little bit down from what I might consider to be an average. The 2.5 or 3, I would guess, might be what a lot of people think of as kind of an average aggression level, and I just like it just a touch below that. And there are definitely people who would rather go down to 1. I think this razor is definitely suited for people with more of an aggression preference, because there are some blades that I still, even at setting 2 and setting 1.5, some blades that feel a little touchy for me, not quite that comfort level with them, a little on edge, to put it that way. All right, so lathered, kind of the formulation got all botched because I overwatered it and had to go back to the puck and get some more soap. But this is kind of what the situation is afterwards. It's a great soap base. The peppery, now this may have been my 2nd or 3rd time with this soap, and man, the pepper was really jumping out at me today. If that keeps up, I might have to, it might be tough to convince me to keep this soap, even though I'm a big kind of sci-fi fan, and I like the whole idea they had behind this soap with the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of connection to it. All right, yeah, 4 teaspoons of water was too much for 30 seconds of loading. I'd probably back that off to 3 teaspoons and try that out next time. Post shave, let's see what we have. Oh, you know what? Here we go. I think Easy Street. Is this a T base from Chiseled Face? Well, whatever it is, we're going to use it. Wood of citrus. Yeah. A little bit of barely any stinging. Very minor stinging. Not really any, here's a wound, I'm really stinging because there's a cut right here. You know, none of that at all. And now it's all gone. No more stinging. So, good technique, even though it was a quick one today. And I'm going to clean up. These splashes from Chiseled Face do have menthol in them. So I forgot about that. So I'm getting a little bit of a menthol hit. But it doesn't seem to be too much to switch me over to the feel that it's burning. Sometimes that's definitely what I get with certain menthol stuff. And it is kind of a cooling sensation for the most part. But this is winter. I don't really need that. Well, there we go. Pretty reasonably quick. Got everything done in time. The Easy Street smells nice. I'm really happy with that. In a way, it is giving me that citrus and tea in a stronger way than the soap did. The soap was majoring on the pepper. I'll definitely have to try that again and see if I keep getting that scent. Drag, not a problem. So the Declaration Grooming Milksteak, just to sum up, and the Barrister and Mann Excelsior are post-shave focused moisturizing soaps that did not have any drag problems with this type of razor, the Ambassador. Zingari Man and Holy Cow Buffala did have slight drag issues. I definitely got more drag with the Holy Cow than I did today, or with the Milksteak. It was noticeable. It wasn't a lot. It wouldn't be enough to make me probably not use that razor with that soap. It wasn't that much, but it was noticeable. With the Zingari Man, it was probably a little more noticeable, and I had to make the lather really wet to get it to that point. When the lather was a little more dry, oh, it's so creamy and luxurious. The lather is so terrific with that Zingari Man vegan base, but the drag was a lot more pronounced, and that's the kind of drag I probably wouldn't want to hit again. So if I felt like making that Zingari Man rich in that respect, in that creamy ratio, I would just simply choose another razor and be happy and enjoy that. Bring the Rex out again later when it was another soap base. All right, well, I think we're good. There we go. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Thank you so much for watching. I hope there was something here that has helped you out. You take care. Bye.